Hello and welcome to this special edition of Global Eye. I'm Parikshit Luthra. Our big focus this hour is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's meeting with Xi Jinping in Tianjin. It lasted for 55 minutes. That's right, PM Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping have concluded their meeting on the sidelines of the SCO Summit in Tianjin. The talks ended on a friendly note, with both sides stressing on the need to further ties between the nations based on mutual trust, respect and sensitivity. In his opening remarks during delegation-level talks, PM Modi emphasized on the need for friendship between two of the most important civilizations and populous countries in the world. There was also conversation on how the dragon and the elephant must come together. That was a point made by President Xi Jinping. Marking the 75th anniversary of India-China diplomatic relations, Chinese President Xi Jinping spoke about the significance of working together in a multipolar world and the need for India and China to work for the betterment of international relations as well. During the near 55-minute bilateral conversation between PM Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping, PM Modi asserted that the relations between the two nations were thawing and assured that there was peace and stability at the border. Listen in.
Excellency, हमारे गर्मजोशी भरे स्वागत के लिए मैं आपका हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं। पिछले वर्ष कयान में हमारी बहुत ही सार्थक चर्चा हुई थी। हमारे संबंधों को एक सकारात्मक दिशा मिली। सीमा पर डिसएंगेजमेंट के बाद शांति और स्थिरता का माहौल बना हुआ है। हमारे स्पेशल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स के बीच बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट के संबंध में सहमति बनी। कैलाश मानसरोवर यात्रा फिर से शुरू की। दोनों देशों के बीच डायरेक्ट फ्लाइट भी फिर से शुरू की जा रही है। हमारे सहयोग से दोनों देशों के 2.8 बिलियन लोगों के हित जुड़े हुए हैं। इससे पूरी मानवता के कल्याण का मार्ग भी प्रशस्त होगा। परस्पर विश्वास, सम्मान और संवेदनशीलता के आधार पर हम अपने संबंधों को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध हैं। एक्सेलेंसी, चीन द्वारा SCO की सफल अध्यक्षता के लिए मैं आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। एक बार फिर चीन यात्रा के निमंत्रण के लिए और आज की हमारी बैठक के लिए आपका हार्दिक धन्यवाद।
Meanwhile, Chinese President Xi Jinping said that India and China must work together to uphold multilateralism. He also said that both nations must work together to ensure peace and prosperity around the world. Listen in.
The world today is swept by one-century transformations. The international situation is both fluid and chaotic. China and India are two ancient civilizations in the East. We're the world's two most populous countries, and we are also important members of the global South. We both shoulder the historical responsibility of improving the well-being of our two peoples, promoting the solidarity and rejuvenation of developing countries, and propelling the progress of human society. It is the right choice for both of us to be friends who have good neighborly and amicable ties, partners who enable each other's success, and to have the dragon and the elephant dance together. This year marks the 75th anniversary of China-India diplomatic ties. Both sides need to approach and handle our relationship from a strategic height and long-term perspective, so as to realize the sustained, sound and steady development of our bilateral ties. we must also step up to our historic responsibility to uphold multilateralism, work together to bring about a multipolar world and more democracy in international relations, and to make our true contributions to peace and prosperity in Asia and around the world.
All right, joining us on the program are Pramitpal Chaudhary, Practice Head for South Asia at the Eurasia Group. Let me go across to Pramit now. Pramit, thank you very much for joining us. We are getting a sense that the meeting has generated positive momentum. In the run-up to this meeting, the sense that we got was that it's not going to be earth-shattering or headline-making, but will lead to incremental steps and incremental improvement in the overall relationship. What do you think will be the trajectory going forward after hearing both President Xi and PM Narendra Modi?
I expect the trajectory to be positive, but the question is really, does it actually begin a genuine transformation of the Sino-Indian relationship, which, as you know, is has been extremely hostile or has had many problems, to the point that India still sees and continues to see China as its primary strategic competitor and rival. So what we're seeing here is a summit that's working, I would argue, on three levels. One is a process of normalization between China and India that goes back to the Galwan Valley border clash in 2020. And we've seen over the past 2 years, China in particular leading an attempt to end the fallout, if you wish, of that. And we will probably see the announcement of border airplane flights resumed between the two countries as part of that normalization process. The second level is a consequence of both countries' concerns about the increasingly unilateral and at times whimsical actions of the Trump administration. And I think the references to both supporting the multilateral system and global stability are basically in a reference to that. However, it is still the fact that India still sees America as a country that as its primary economic and strategic partner, and China is simply not on that same level. But the third level, and that's where we have to see where this trajectory goes and is potentially changing, history making, is that at the border negotiations between the Indian NSA and Wang Yi, they had mentioned, the Chinese had said that we are prepared to consider border demarcation, a process that had ended in 2005 because China had refused to go forward with it. But if China is genuine about that, that would indicate that they want to settle in many ways, one of the key reasons for the continuing problems between China and India. How far that will go, and whether China therefore will also become a lot more, constructive in a lot of the other elements of their economic relationship, that has yet to be seen.
Right. Pramit,